Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this session. Now we are into session number 21 where we will be reading and analyzing one of the famous essays by T.S. Eliot, that is Tradition and the Individual Talent. So there is one important objective of this session, that is to understand the significance of T.S. Eliot as an essayist and a literary critic. So what we will be doing in this session is to understand the role played by T.S. Eliot as an essayist in the beginning of 20th century, and then we will be specifically focusing on his essay Tradition and the Individual Talent. So at the end of the session, students will be able to understand the role of T.S. Eliot as an important essayist in English literary criticism. So let us begin by knowing about this wonderful writer Thomas Sterne Eliot. He was born in the year 1888. He is famously known as a poet, a playwright, an essayist, publisher, social and literary critic. So speaking of his contributions towards the field of literary criticism, T.S. Eliot is known for certain concepts he has introduced through several essays he has written. The first concept is that of objective correlation, which he introduces to the readers in his famous essay Hamlet and His Problems, which he wrote in the year 1920. And then the concept of the theory of impersonality and the conception of tradition, which he speaks in length in his essay Tradition and the Individual Talent, which he wrote in the year 1919. So we will take up this particular essay for our discussion in this and in the coming sessions, where I will be explaining in detail what is his concept of theory of impersonality and the concept of tradition. The another interesting and important concept he introduced to us is that of dissociation of sensibility, which he discusses in his essay Metaphysical Poets, which he wrote in the year 1921. So regarding the essays which he wrote, the first one is the Tradition and the Individual Talent in the year 1919. We will take up this particular essay for our discussion in this and in the coming sessions. And then he wrote Hamlet and His Problems. So as I've already explained, this is the essay in which he introduced the concept called objective correlation. So it refers to a group of feelings or events which systematically represent emotions. So here he says that Hamlet, a character created by William Shakespeare, is an artistic failure where this character was unable to express his emotions. This is his argument, or this is the line of argument which he puts in his essay Hamlet and His Problems, where he speaks about objective correlation. And then another important significant essay is Metaphysical Poets, which he wrote in the year 1921, where he introduces a very significant concept of dissociation of sensibility. He uses this term to refer to a way in which intellectual thought was separated from the experience of feeling in the 17th century poetry. So according to him, 17th century fusion of thoughts and feelings that the later poets were unable to achieve because a kind of dissociation of sensibility happened in the later poets. So this is his line of argument in his essay Metaphysical Poets, which he wrote in the year 1921. So now we are reading one of the significant essays of 20th century literary criticism, perhaps I can say that, that is Tradition and the Individual Talent by T.S. Eliot. So the essay was written in the year 1919 and it was published in The Egoist in the year 1919 and later in Eliot's first book of criticism titled The Sacred Wood, which was published in the year 1920. So this was a well-known work that Eliot produced in his capacity as a literary critic. See, this is important because we all know Eliot for his poetry, but we must also remember that he was a wonderful essayist and a literary critic. So in this regard, this particular essay becomes very much significant. So what exactly Eliot is trying to suggest in this essay, that this essay, it formulated Eliot's influential conception of the relationship between the poet and the literary tradition which precedes him. So to put it in a simple term, what Eliot is trying to say in this essay is to understand the fact that a great poet belongs to a great tradition. He cannot dissociate himself from the great tradition of his past. So tradition plays a very significant role in the process of artistic creation. So this is what T.S. Eliot is suggesting in this particular essay. So this essay was composed very early in Eliot's career and it is one of his influential essays and having contributed heavily to the founding of the new criticism movement. So here we must understand what is new criticism and what was T.S. Eliot's contribution to this school of thought, this particular school of thought which evolved in the beginning of 20th century and played a very significant role in the field of literary theories and criticism. So new criticism, it practices close reading and it emphasizes the aesthetic stylistic elements of poetry rather than the ideological and biographical ones. So if you look into some of the important tenets of new criticism, you will come to know that the first thing which new criticism emphasize is that one should make a close reading of a poet. So close reading very much is important to analyze a poem, that is to read word by word and line by line and looking into the ambiguities in poetry. This is the first tenet or first argument in new criticism. The next one, they say that while reading, the reader should not commit two mistakes. The first one is intentional fallacy and the second one is affective fallacy. That is to read a poem from the intentions or biographical elements of the author or the poet, and that is to get carried away by the emotional impact that poem has on the reader. So these two mistakes one should not commit. So that is what new criticism practices, that close reading, and it emphasizes the aesthetic stylistic elements. Look into the stylistic elements, that is very significant when you read a poem, rather than the ideological and biographical implications it has. So in the essay, this particular essay, Eliot advocates for the separation of art from the artist. So this is what he is suggesting in this essay, tradition and the individual talent. So let us start reading the essay. Regarding the structure of this essay, tradition and individual talent, this essay is divided into three parts. So it's a very small essay comparatively when you look into other essays in the field of literary criticism. This is a very short essay and it is divided into three parts. The part 1 is titled as the concept or conception of tradition. The part 2 is the theory of impersonal poetry, and part 3 is the conclusion. Okay, so in part 1, the concept of tradition, Eliot here he tells that a great poet belongs to a great tradition. So tradition is so a great poet should be aware of the tradition to which he or she belongs to. So he cannot say that I don't belong to any one particular tradition. So to put it in simple terms, suppose if we say if a contemporary poet is writing poetry in the 21st century, that poet should be aware of the tradition to which he belongs to, or he should be aware of the great poets of his earlier period. To put it in a simple way, the poetry of a contemporary poet should have reflections of the earlier poets such as William Shakespeare and William Wordsworth maybe. So a poet should have the awareness that he belongs to a tradition, or he should belong to a particular tradition. And the next one, in the part 2, T.S. Eliot, he explains the theory of impersonal poetry. So what is this theory of impersonal poetry? So here Eliot calls poet, or he compares poet to a catalyst. So a catalyst involves itself in a chemical reaction, but even at the end of that chemical reaction, the catalyst remains unchanged. Though catalyst helps in the creation of a new gas or a new element, but the catalyst remains unchanged. Similarly, the poet, in the process of his artistic creation, he should remain impersonal, unchanged and objective. So this is what he explains in part 2, that is the theory of impersonal poetry. And the part 3, that is the conclusion, where he concludes his overall ideas in the last section of his essay. So you must be aware of the fact that this is the essay which was written in the year 1919, and this essay is considered as one of the path-breaking essay in the 20th century literary criticism. It speaks about the great art of poetry and the tradition to which a poet belongs to, and it also speaks about the theory of impersonal poetry, that is, a poet should be impersonal, objective, like a catalyst in a chemical reaction. Okay, so what we will do, that in the next coming sessions, we will take this essay part by part, where I will make an attempt to explain the concepts in detail. So this is the introductory session about T.S. Eliot and his essay, Tradition and the Individual Talent. Thank you.